What's going on, guys? Got another episode of Two Goals, One Cup. We have a very up and down kind of week to discuss. Can't wait to get into it.
This week perfectly describes being a Bayern Munich fan.
Oh, yeah.
Disappointment midweek, euphoria during the weekend.
Oh, my God. I feel amazing. I almost forgot about what happened.
I almost did too, but then I remembered and then I got sad.
All right, so let's start with the Pokal game.
Yeah.
We lost 2-1. I think we deserved to lose the way that we played, defensively in the midfield specifically. And, we just weren't clinical enough. I don't know if it was, like, not respecting the opponent because they're third tier. I mean, in our last couple episodes, we were like, oh, yeah, I'm not worried about this game because they're a third tier team, but maybe the players had that attitude towards it too.
Oh, 100%. There's no way that they didn't.
Yeah, they were ready to play. I think that they played dirty. I think that they were, the pitch wasn't that great, and I think that they had nothing to lose, so they were playing like it was a Champions League final or something.
Sure, but at the end of the day, you can't only score one goal against a third division team. And I understand we didn't play Harry Kane, we didn't play a few of our normal starters, but that's not an excuse.
Oh, no.
Like, we deserve to lose that game.
Yeah. I mean, every player on our team is a Bayern Munich player. And so that comes with a certain level of professionalism and skill and ability. And I don't know, like, we were playing to their level instead of staying our level.
Yeah, it was a choppy game, and I get it. There was no flow to it, whatever. But, again, we didn't play good. It was like that is the worst I've seen Bayern play in a long time, and that's even taking into account the Super Cup.
Oh yeah. I have not a hot take. I've been saying it for weeks or whatever about Kimmich, but we could do a comparison between this game. The DFL game, we'll get to that, but I'll talk about it later.
In the DFL game, Kimmich didn't have a good game either, and you would think that knowing he's on a red card suspension, knowing he's not playing at the weekend, that there would be a little bit more, like, I don't know, motivation. It wasn't there. Nothing was there. The motivation was not there.
Yeah, they assumed it was going to be an easy game, I'm assuming, That Thomas Müller goal, I don't know how that went in, but it did. I was happy about it. But both of their goals, they caught our defenders out. Where was our defenders? They were standing. They weren't tracking back correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is that De Ligt got injured in the 25th minute. I think
shouldn't shake a team like Bayern Munich.
Oh, who else do we have to play as a center back?
I'm just saying it shouldn't shake a team.
Should be Leon Goretzka from now on.
Okay. Because he's good against third division teams.
He's good against Dortmund too.
Well, I said what I said. Third division teams. Oh man! But no, I thought it was a disappointing game. I thought that we were gonna maybe go into extra time and then they would get tired because they were sprinting basically the entire game like Galatassary. I thought that we were just gonna absorb the pressure until they got tired and then just dismantle them. But obviously that didn't happen. Davies did not have a very good game that day. And I don't know, it was just an overall embarrassing game. It was just embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, the stats tell a completely different story, right? We had 75% of possession, 18 shots, 7 of which were on target, 9 corners, 11 free kicks, 1 big chance created, but it wasn't good. I mean, we had 732 passes.
Mm-hmm.
They had 250. 90% of our passes were accurate. They had 177 accurate passes. That's 71%. Our long balls, we had over 53% of our long balls were successful. But here, this is where we lost, right? Dribbles. 15 out of 31 dribbles against Saarbrucken were successful. That's less than 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, we lost possession 146 times.
Jesus.
That's 30 more than Saarbrucken lost possession, right? And then And then they had more total duels won than we did.
Yeah, I mean, the stats tell a different story than what the actual game was. Like you've said in the past, of course our passes are accurate when they're passing from me to you. You know what I'm saying? Or
I get that, but yeah, typically Bayern... yikes. Bayern plays well when their passing rating is above 90%. Mm-hmm. Or, I would say above 88%.
Right.
Above 88%, Bayern usually wins a game.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't there. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I thought Kratzig, for how much hype we've given him,
he did not play. Oh my God, he played like
terrible,
garbage.
Sane looked uninterested, unmotivated. Mm-hmm. Chupo, love Chupo, but he did not look good.
Didn't leave an impression.
He had a decent game by all accounts, but if you're leading the line, we need you to score. Mm-hmm. And then same thing with Matthias Tell.
Yep.
I was a little disappointed with him as well.
It was a lot of build-up with no end product at all.
Yep.
With Tell.
Yep.
Specifically. He would make great runs, he would take players on, and then I think it was almost like he was surprised that he got through, and then he's like, "Oh no, what do I do now?"
Yeah, it's funny because I've seen him play better against way better teams.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
that's like we played to their level instead of maintaining ours.
Yeah, we just didn't.
It's just disappointing.
It's just disappointing.
Just disappointing.
You're right. I don't know.
This is how many years in a row we've been knocked out? 3, 2, 3.
This is the third year in a row that we've gotten knocked out at the same stage.
That's crazy to me.
And another one was against a lower division team too.
Yes, it was.
And then the second one was getting annihilated by Mönchengladbach 5-0.
Yep.
And then this one. I mean,
what's going on? I mean, the Pokal is...
That's what it is. It's the team does not take the Pokal seriously. After the game, there was a lot of reports coming out about Tuchel and how he's lost the dressing room and things like that. And, part of me is like, yeah, I could see that. He doesn't seem like a genuine connection-forming coach. Mm-hmm. It's more like he's a officer in the military who just consistently demands things from you. Mm-hmm. And when you don't deliver, just punches you in the face.
Yeah, I don't see him as a arm around the player. He probably does that around players that he really likes.
Yes, he is. From what the report said, he is. He has his core group.
Yeah. But
outside of that core group, he does not communicate with the players at all. In fact, the report went on to say that, and this is coming from the Bild, so keep that in mind. But the report was also saying that. Tuchel doesn't even tell some of the players that they're starting and that they find out from the assistant coach. Now, I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but also, it's one of those things, like, delegation is a thing, right?
Right.
And so, the assistant coach is a part of the coaching staff, and depending on who the coach is, certain coaches handle certain, more than... the other, he might be focusing on, all right, I'm going to focus on tactics. You let them know that who's starting and all that stuff. I'm going to focus on, because his main focus is probably tactics. Yeah. But I mean, it takes 2 seconds to be like, hey, you're starting. But, or hit the group chat. I don't know.
Yeah. But I do think De Ligt getting injured and then Leimer coming in, it's another game where just Leimer played like shit again.
I wouldn't say he plays like shit. I think what he does is just like when he comes into a game, like he's at 100% all the time, which is great. I love that, right? Mm-hmm. But sometimes he doesn't add any stability in a position that requires stability.
You mean as a 6?
Yeah. Like what he does is like, he just is like, all right, whoever has the ball, I'm running at him 100% of my speed.
Give me that.
Yeah, exactly. Give me like that. He's like Tasmanian devil, know?
Yeah, and I mean that's true, but
because I don't think
it's a third division team, though. I mean,
yeah, it's third division team. He should have shown.
Yeah, and I mean, there's more to it too. Like they got the lucky goal, not lucky, but they got the game tying goal in the 45th minute right before halftime. So that's hard to come back from. But,
yeah,
and then we started the next half, and it was like more of the same. We just lacking a final product. We bring in Musiala, Gnabry, and Coman. We even went more offensive, brought in our better players.
We did play a little bit more.
We played better.
Better, yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't capitalize for 30 minutes, and then they capitalized in the 96th minute.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What a crazy goal.
That was a crazy goal, and I don't know if he meant. I don't know. I don't know if he was aiming for that player.
No, he wasn't.
No.
It was definitely to that first player.
Yeah. But
credit to them for he just let it ride and it was that deal.
Well, he didn't let it went behind him.
Yeah,
he didn't let it ride.
He tried. He'll tell you that he let
Oh
it
yeah,
ride.
yeah, for sure. He's like, dude, my IQ is crazy. Like, you know,
crazy.
That's why I'm here. That's
why I'm on Saarbrucken. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise. I mean, I'm all about winning trebles and whatnot, and that looks great, 100%. But with such a thin squad,
maybe it is a blessing. Yeah,
that's just one less game we have to worry about.
Yeah, I just love the Pokal, the FA Cup, like those single round knockout games.
It's cup magic. That's what it is. It's crazy that it happens every year in every league where you have your top tier division teams getting knocked out by lower division teams.
Yeah,
it consistently happens.
It's the literal underdog story that everyone loves.
And something we've talked about before is just that the Bundesliga as a whole, so I'm talking Bundesliga, second Bundesliga, third Bundesliga, they're all getting better. So we need to stop treating these games like we could just walk them.
And that's what it looked like from our players.
What I'm not a fan of is starting young players.
Okay, why?
Because they have to get into the rhythm. Like, if we, in theory, right, I would have started Kane.
Okay.
And the entire first team that we normally would, push them to rack up the goals, and then pull them out.
I see what you're saying. However, since we have such a thin squad and we had their Klassiker that, today, and typically when you're playing like the third division tiers or the tiers that are lower, they can be a little bit less refined as far as like their tackles and stuff like that. And the pitch wasn't good, you know what I'm saying? So like I can see wanting to protect those players that one, we rely on super a lot. That's a weird, but and then also that Kane does have a history of ankle problems.
True, but at the same time, what's worse, starting them from the beginning where players aren't as tired, and the tackles might come in a little bit late, but they're not tired tackles, or putting in your star players in the 60 to 70th minute when legs are starting to get tired.
Oh, and then they're just like, they don't even care.
Yeah.
No, because, dude, they were going nuts. And I was like, dude, they're just trying to hurt people.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not a fan of it, but it's a good tactic against the top team. Bayern did not have any semblance of flow in that game.
Yeah, but, like, I lose respect for that, right? I get it. It's a tactic, but, like, let's just take out the competition. Let's take out all that. Like, as a player, right? You really want to put a player in the hospital? You know what it's like to not be able to play. Like, that is so selfish.
But at the same time, they had 11 fouls. We had 9.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It was.
So it's not like it was 20 some odd fouls.
Yeah, but our fouls weren't like.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
But hey, credit to Saarbrücken.
I guess
there's not that. I think with Bayern getting out of the cup, it's Leverkusen's to lose. So,
oh yeah, for sure.
Maybe that's the one trophy they'll win this year. I don't know.
I thought they were
still in it.
I thought that they were gonna lose today. Leverkusen, or was it yesterday?
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah, that was today. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The game just disappointing. That's the only word for it.
What do you think about the player? A lot of the players going inside the dressing room and not staying to talk to the fans.
Mentioned this on Twitter. Shameful.
Why?
That it's shameful because there were players that stayed out. Right? Muller, Leroy Sané, talking to the fans, the traveling fans who came to support them, and you lose against a third division team.
Mm-hmm.
No, you need to go out and talk to the fans.
You know, growing up though, I never saw that. That's a newer thing, where like they talked about, but I never ever saw. I always saw players just going direct to the changing room.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why they do it, and I think it's great.
No, so like again, what I'm saying is, if some of the players were out there, all of them should have been out there.
Yeah.
If they were instructed to go to the dressing room, then everyone goes to the dressing room. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So even Saar was out there talking to the fans, and I was like, all right.
He's got nothing else to do.
Yeah. People are going to get blamed if you go back in that locker room. That's why he stayed out there. No. But, yeah, definitely just disappointing.
Yeah.
I even posted on Twitter after the game, I said, should Thomas Tuchel be sacked?
I don't think so.
54 people responded. 44% said yes. 56% said no. I would like to post that again and see. But then even the Bild also reported that Jerome Boateng was a topic at Bayern.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, no, man, that's not. What is that going to do?
I said no, too. I was like, no, thank you. Sporting-wise, it makes sense, but the drama that follows
no way.
Nah.
Oh, speaking of Boateng, you saw the Bayern Munich documentary on Amazon Prime that's about to... I can't wait to see that. It's going to be so good.
I'm excited. Yeah. I will watch it.
But, so do you think, to answer your first question, what do you think? Do you think Tuchel should be fired?
I'm not even close to being a Tuchel's out person. And there's a few reasons for that, right? One, Bayern is undefeated in the league. In fact, they have set multiple records for most goals scored in the league at this point in the season. Second, he has the thinnest squad I think I've ever seen Bayern have.
And he's managing it well.
As well as he can. And then third, the board did not do a good job at the end of the transfer window.
No, it's not his fault. He didn't get everyone that he wanted.
Yeah. And, I mean, you're not going to get everyone you want, but at the same time, like...
Who did they get that he specifically wanted?
That he specifically wanted?
But Harry Kane was before him, though.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
No, I mean, any coach would want Harry Kane. So
I know, but I'm talking about, like, he goes to the board and he's like, I want this player. I think Bayern wanted...
Kim.
Okay. You don't think Bayern Munich was already looking at Kim? Since they knew that we were going to sell Hernandez and Pavard? I'm talking about a play, like, for instance, he wants the Fulham boy. What's your boy's name? Paulinho. He wants the Fulham guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about a player like that where he's vocally said, I want this player to be here. Right. I don't think he's gotten anyone.
Well, he doesn't say players' names. He talks about positions.
And the only position he's been talking about is a 6.
Yeah, well... Some days we know why he's saying that. But, you know, my thing is, we are so quick to congratulate the players when they play well. But the first thing we do when we don't play well is blame the coach. I don't agree with that.
Well, it's a mixture of both.
At what point do we start blaming the players on the field for their lack of a drive to win?
I mean, me and you do it every week.
I do it. Yeah, you're right. But you know, it's one of those things. It's exactly what we did to Nagelsmann.
Yeah.
We blame the coach when we don't play well, but we don't praise the coach when the team plays well. So I'm not a Tuchel out.
Yeah, and I don't like...
And on top of that, I wouldn't want to mess up the team in the middle of the season like we've done.
Yeah.
We did it last year with Nagelsmann. It was dumb. It
has worked twice, though. It has worked twice.
But what you need
and
to do...
we won the treble both times.
What you need to do is give Thomas Tuchel time.
Yeah.
And I'll say this about any team. I don't like when teams hire a manager and continue to play with the same players that they have. Like Chelsea is a good example of that. They're just going through coaches because the coach is being blamed and not the terrible players' attitudes that they have. There is At least Bayern is not Chelsea.
Yeah.
You know, Ten Hag's kind of running out of that room, right? Because he's been there for a little while. So, like, you know, they brought in a lot of players. Like, you can't blame the coach.
Mm-hmm.
You can criticize the coach because he didn't put out the right lineup. He didn't make subs when he should have. The team is not playing the way that they're capable of playing. But that has to be over a stretch. It can't be a game.
I think you have to have a coach that has a strong philosophy. And I think Ten Hag has his idea of a philosophy. Because
it's working out well. United's in what, 13th place?
Well, what I was gonna say something like, all right, well, you know, the players, they see his philosophy, they could be like, all right, this doesn't work, and then they play their own way. But like managers like Pep, right, that if you do not play exactly how he tells you to play, you're getting out. You're getting subbed off. He'll sub you in the 3rd minute. Pep does not play around.
Yeah.
And because you will play the way that he wants you to play, and so with Ten Hag, is it the players? All those players have all the skill in the world. Mm-hmm. Even Harry Maguire.
He came in against, who did he play against? And he scored the winning goal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw that. That was good.
Like, that's irony. But yeah, I mean, I think back to the Saarbrücken game. Like, we don't need world-class tactics to win against a 3rd-tier club.
No.
We should not need Harry Kane to beat a 3rd-tier club. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I don't know. I'm over that game.
Yeah.
And you want to know why?
Why?
Because their Klassiker was coming up, and I was ready for the game.
Yeah, man, I was pumped. I was a little nervous at first to see who was going to start in defense. Mm-hmm. You know, with Upamecano coming back from injury, and I didn't. Dortmund, the Klassiker is always a tough game, especially at Dortmund.
Yeah, the yellow wall is incredible.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I was just really nervous defensively, and then I was hoping that. I was hoping that that nobody was going to be, injured during training or fatigued or anything like that. I was looking forward to seeing how we played without Kimmich. Just because you know how I feel about him. And yeah, I think that we played so much better without Kimmich. Our corners, we got a goal off of a corner. We're better without Kimmich. Our midfield play with Goretzka and I was gonna say Sabitzer, Lima, we're so much better. Goretzka knows his role. If you tell him to stay back,
it is incredible when you allow Goretzka to be a true box-to-box midfielder.
Exactly.
And you have another player, Limer, who is okay. I'm the 6 today.
Yeah, I loved how fast we were playing at the beginning of the game. The whole first half, we were doing amazing.
Yeah.
And then not the beginning of the second half, but the after the second half started. But we played our Goretzka. To me, is a better midfielder than Kimmich. He is for Bayern's system and the way that we want to play.
Bayern's midfield should be standard. The same thing we had when Toni Kroos and Bastian Schweinsteiger was our double pivot, right? You have one box-to-box midfielder, and you have one defensive mid who wants to get the ball and distribute.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. Kimmich doesn't... He wants to be everywhere and anywhere, and at the time, he doesn't give anyone in the midfield any room to run into space. So basically, it's just a one-man midfield, and those other two players are just playing defense, maybe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to do something. But today's midfield was...
They played well.
They played very well.
Yeah. And, I mean, it started with the corner, right?
Yeah.
3rd minute. Was it 3rd minute?
3rd or 4th. It was 4th minute.
Yeah. 4th minute. Upamecano.
Yeah.
Funniest thing, dude. I posted this in our Discord channel. I said, find you a girl that looks at you the way Nico Schlotterbeck looked at Upa before letting him get a free header in the box.
I wonder what he said.
They showed it like 3 times. Like he looked like he wanted to kiss.
I wonder what they were saying to each other, because they were laughing.
No, I know. It's probably like good to see you back, or here we are again, or something like that. But it's just so funny that they caught it right as he gave up in a free header.
He just let him go. He just let him go, man. And Upa
don't know what it was.
Anybody could have scored that header though, because Dortmund was just standing there.
Careful.
No. I'm saying like because if Upa didn't get it,
he didn't even have to jump.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was right. It was a good header still.
Oh yeah, very powerful.
And then, 5 minutes later, Harry Kane gets on the score sheet as well.
But who kicked that corner? That was Sane. Exactly. What have we been saying?
I know.
Sane needs to take corners.
100%. And you know who assisted Harry Kane?
Sane. That was very unselfish.
Yeah.
That was very unselfish, and I loved it. I loved the way that we were playing. It was fast. It was fluid. Everyone was interchanging. There was no stagnation. It was just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, in the first half, we had 61% possession. Both teams had 5 shots, but, obviously we had 2 on target.
Yeah.
That was the only corner kick we had in that half. Here's I'm happy we won. 4-0.
Yeah.
In Dortmund. And this is going to be my only nitpicking part. We should have had more.
Oh, yeah, we should have had way more.
We had 4 offsides. I think 2 of which were in the back of the net. But yeah, I mean, we played really well that first half.
I think you said last week 4-0 because I said 5-0 and you said 4-0. I think.
Did I?
I think so.
I'm gonna have to check it out. If so, call me Nostra Darren. But again, and this kind of goes back to what I was talking about. So in the first half, we had 339 passes. 304 were accurate for a 90% passing rate. Our long balls were 57%. Our crosses were 50%.
Yeah.
We lost possession a little bit more, but that's fine.
Davies played really well at the beginning of the game. Towards the end, he started to teeter off, but at the beginning of the game, he was doing really well.
Well, so one of the most underappreciated things about Bayern is their pressing. In that first half, we pressed Dortmund like a lot. They had a 79% accurate pass rating in the first half. Their dribbles weren't good. They pretty much resorted to long balls.
Well, yeah, but when we were letting them do, because they would try to do long balls the whole game, but the only time that they were actually dangerous is when we were backing off of them at the beginning of the second half, and that's when they started to get back into the game. But we interrupted that flow after we, I guess, woke up.
Right. And so here, and the reason I bring up the passing percentage rate is to show this clear difference, right? Second half stats. Bayern had 185 passes. 160 were accurate, and that's 86%. Dortmund, on the other hand, had 290 passes, and their pass rate, 254 accurate passes for an 88% success rate. When teams can pass the ball, and I get it, right? Some of them are just back and forth between the center backs or back to the goalie, whatever. But it's one of those metrics that if a team is passing above 88%, they don't lose often.
Yeah. I don't think Dortmund played bad. I just think that we were better.
Yeah.
I don't think that they played like crap. I can see why their tactics have been successful for them this year. But I don't think that they played bad at all. We were just on our game.
Yeah. I think the second half looked a little worse than it should have, but it's because we pulled Upa out. So in the first half, Dortmund resorted to 23 long balls, trying to link up Füllkrug with the rest of the team. Only 13 of them were successful. And in the second half, they tried 27, and 20 of them were successful for 74%. And it put Bayern under pressure. Yeah. Because Goretzka is not a center back.
Yeah, he's not.
But he played well.
He played so well, and I think him and Kim. Is a good partnership because they're both smart and they both communicate. Yeah.
And another reason, Bayern looked sloppy in the second half is they were only 1 out of their 8 dribble attempts were successful.
I've been thinking about this. What determines a dribble?
I don't know. The way I look at it is it's a 1v1 against a player and you get past that player.
That's what I think dribbling is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is it like I just take... If I take a couple touches, that's a dribble?
You have to actively try to take on an opponent. But yeah, so I mean, the second half, after taking Upa out, that's really when, the team was hanging on. And credit to Pavlovic.
Yeah, your boy.
18 years old.
Yeah, your boy was doing good.
I've been saying it.
That was good.
You know who assisted Harry Kane's hat trick goal?
Yeah, Pavlovic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he...
Harry Kane wasn't offsides for that one goal, though.
I think he was.
I don't think he was.
It was close, very close.
I don't think he was. I wish they would have did the...
They don't do that anymore.
What do you mean?
They will not show it.
Oh, to the fans?
Until it has been... I think, anyway, this is what I was thinking. They don't show it anymore until after the whole conversation and the call has been made.
Why?
I don't know.
That makes no sense. What's the point of VAR?
Well, the homeboy Anthony Taylor over in England got sent down to the EFL Championship because of the VAR controversy that came out over there.
That doesn't make any sense. That's the point of VAR.
I agree. It's to show the referee.
Yeah, what?
Not to show the fan on ESPN Plus.
I know my rights, sorry.
But yeah, and so like we did,
shout out ESPN Plus if you could.
Please renew for the Bundesliga because I like watching.
Yeah,
every
seriously.
week, and I know it's in one place. But yeah, so even in the first half, our dribble percentage was a lot higher. We're at 45%.
I mean, Sane was putting on a show.
Oh yeah,
Sane was putting on a show. The dude was magical today.
Mm-hmm. Again,
he's when he is in the right mind,
mm-hmm.
he is unstoppable. There's nothing that he can't do.
Yeah,
except for maybe head. I don't think I've ever seen him head the ball.
I've seen him head it once. It wasn't pretty.
Oh, that one header that Goretzka had, that wasn't going in. Even if it didn't touch the Dortmund player, it wasn't going in. Musiala would have had to like touch it in or something like that.
Right.
But that wasn't going in at all.
Yeah.
But his bicycle kick though, that was cool, man.
Oh, it was gonna be pretty saucy. That was.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a metric or like somebody's done like a comparison of Goretzka's like games.
Mm-hmm.
With or without Kimmich, like to see how much better he does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think we should sell Kimmich, man. Sell him to Barcelona, or
you know, I like Kimmich.
Yeah.
But if he is unwilling to adjust to either playing as an 8, a 6, or a right back,
you gotta go, dude.
I'm starting to agree with him, and that's the question I asked. You know, our Twitter followers is, what is the number that it would take for you to want to sell Kimmich?
I would say, I mean, what's the highest right now? It's past 200, right?
No.
I think we have to wait for Mbappe to go to Madrid for us to...
you're talking like in the 200 range?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody paying that.
For Mbappe, I think...
No, for Kimmich.
You don't think they're going to... How much do you think they'll pay?
I could see Kimmich going for 130 mil.
130 mil?
And that's judging based on what some teams paid for some center mids in the summer transfer window, because all the major ones who were bought, Casado and what was the other one's name?
Where did he
Brighton?
Go? From Brighton.
That was Casado. Enzo Fernandez at Chelsea.
Oh yeah, that was.
You're talking 120, 130 million.
Okay, so I can see that.
Yeah, but back to Sane. I mean, he is having a phenomenal year. 8 goals, 4 assists in 10 games.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. He is
this
definitely
is the Leroy Sané that we have been wanting.
Yeah.
And then his partnership with Kane is just insane. Like, I thought that Harry Kane and Son had a good partnership.
Yeah.
But this partnership has a potential to be way better.
What if we got Son when we sold Coman eventually?
I'd sell Gnabry first.
Oh yeah, Gnabry. Yeah.
But then and because Harry Kane's at 10 games played, right? 15 goals, 5 assists. He is averaging 2 goals or assists every game.
I want to know how many hat tricks he's going to get this year.
We're saying it right now.
Oh, God.
Do you think Harry Kane is going to break Lewandowski's Bundesliga goal-scoring record?
That would hurt him so much. He's like in his first season?
Yeah. Yes or no?
I think that Harry Kane, if he continues this trajectory, will break. That's 3 goals a game. 2 to 3 goals a game.
No, it's not.
No, him. He's done 2 to 3 goals a game. Yeah.
No, it's goals or assists per game. He has 1.5 goals per game.
Do you know how much Lewandowski had?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Not off the top of my head.
Do I think he'll beat the 41 goals? I think he can't. He's already halfway to 30. It's 10 games in. 10 games in.
I think this is across all competitions.
15 is so it's 14.
No, it's not.
I think it's 14 goals in 10 Bundesliga matches.
Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay. But yeah, I do think that if he continues to be as efficient as he is, I think he'll easily beat it, and that would be so funny. I can't wait for the day that it's a German player again, but and a Bayern player, a German Bayern player. But yeah, I think that he could easily do it. He's just and like, to me, he's just so slow that I don't think that he could do stuff, but he's just so good.
His we talked about this last week. His finishing is just incredible.
Oh yeah.
Like,
pick your spot.
Kobel is a very good goalie.
Yeah.
A very, very good goalie. And Harry Kane just picked his spot and sent him the wrong way every single goal.
Every single time.
And in fact, I think for his third one, I'm pretty sure, I have to look at the replay to verify, I'm pretty sure Harry Kane pointed and then went the other way.
Why?
And Kobel dove where he was pointing.
Why did he dive that way?
Well, why did he dive? Because it was a 50-50 chance where it was going to go.
But he's right. In my mind, if I'm a keeper, he's right-footed. I'm like, all right, he's not going to try to bend me. He's not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Harry Kane bends the ball to the far post with his right foot. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But he's just so good at finishing.
Yeah.
I think Harry Kane is the best finisher in the world.
Yeah, I could see that.
He can put the ball wherever he wants.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some of his penalty kicks. I'm just like, how do you hit it with that much power?
That much accuracy.
That much spin and that accuracy.
Yeah.
It's very hard to hit side net in a penalty with your right foot on your left side. If you're facing the goal, the left side, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier if you open up your hips and try to hit it to the far post, but it's very hard to go near post in a penalty with your right foot in, bending it around a goalie's hand, right?
Yeah.
He hits it so hard. I don't know how he does it.
He's got an extra muscle in his hip flexor.
That's something. He just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have nothing. And this is, I know you were against the Harry Kane signing.
Okay, that was a long time ago.
The Harry Kane signing, but this is what I told you that Harry Kane brings into the team. Did I not tell you all this?
You told me something.
He drops in, he gets involved.
Yes,
but he also can score.
Yes, I love that he drops in.
Yeah,
and when Goretzka went up, Harry Kane is the one that went to go play 6.
Yes.
And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
this is amazing.
His football IQ is so high.
I just love how much he's like, I will do whatever it takes for this team, for the team to win.
He took a lot of fouls today.
Yeah, man, I always think he's injured.
That one on Hummel's
yeah, that was crazy. Hummel should have been sent off. That was studs to the freaking calf.
Yes, studs up, but I think the only reason he got a yellow is because it was a 50-50 ball. Both of them had the right to go for it. Yes, he was studs out. That's why he got a yellow.
Yeah, but
it wasn't malicious.
No, I think Sule as well. What happened to him, man?
Bayern got rid of him because he wouldn't follow the fitness regimen and the diet. He was too heavy. Yeah. He's fast
he is
when he gets going, but his acceleration wasn't always there. And I think that the Bayern board was like, yes, he's a good player. He's a German player. He is a massive player, but there was just nowhere for him to play.
Yeah, because at the time we had everyone.
Yeah.
And they were healthy.
Right. And so I think part of that was, we'd play him on right back and then be surprised when he didn't do great.
He's not a right back.
He's not a right back. So I think that's why we sold him. Honestly, he was surplus to what we needed.
He said something about respect when he was leaving. He said that he wasn't getting enough respect.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
What does that even mean?
That he would fill in as right back when needed, no questions asked, and it seemed like nobody appreciated that.
What? You play for Bayern Munich? Like that's the
Wherever
that is,
you play, you better be appreciated.
yeah, man. Like, oh my god, I'd be the ball boy.
Right. Yeah, sign me up, coach.
Seriously.
They
And then you know,
probably get paid more than me.
probably I'd get the ball and then I'd do a little juggle just to see if the coach was looking. And
I would throw the ball away from the other players.
Oh, yeah.
Other team's players.
oh yeah, definitely.
I'd try to get kicked, actually, like Eden Hazard kicked that ball away.
Oh yeah, that's
what
true.
I would try to do.
Did that kid ever get paid?
I don't know if he ever got paid, but I think he's in Chelsea's academy or something.
No
like that.
way.
Yeah, something like that.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's why they sold him, and I find it ironic that he went to Dortmund because I think Sula has a lot of potential, but he just never quite got there.
Yeah, he gets in his own way.
Like, there's a reason that Mats Hummels starts over him at Dortmund.
Yeah.
There's a reason that Nico Schlotterbeck starts over him at Dortmund.
I don't know
Even
how
though
that's
both
happening.
of them are... Hummels is old and slow, and Schlotterbeck is...
Fast and...
He's like a defender that is Limer. He's just 100% at everything and gets burned often.
Yeah, I don't... And that's why Nagelsmann dropped him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it is, right.
That's exactly what... Yeah.
And maybe that's the right decision. And again, Nico Schlotterbeck's like 24, 25, so he has time, and Sula has time too to rein in. But I think that as long as both of them are at Dortmund, they will never reach their full potential.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to talk about for a little bit. Let's talk about Dortmund.
All right.
I feel bad for Dortmund fans.
Why?
Because their club is so, like, it's just run poorly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can tell when a team or when a board cares more about profits than they do about the sporting success of a team. And that's what frustrates me, and that's what frustrates Dortmund fans as well.
So that's what frustrates United, too. United fans. The Glazers or whatever,
yeah.
they've done great with money, commercial, all that stuff, but the team, the football part of it, they're not doing good.
Yeah, it was great when both were working out, right?
Yeah.
When it's not working out. And it's crazy because, you know, Dortmund had 130 million in sales over the summer transfer window. And who'd they bring in?
Players you never heard of?
Spent like $50 million on players, and it's like, why? Like, why did... They have like 6 number 10s. Like, they really do. You got Royce, you got Brandt, you got Donnie
I don't
Malin,
understand the Brandt team. The Brandt
He's been great this year.
No, but I'm just saying I just didn't understand it. They were already full. Like, he was surplus, in my opinion. Like, he could have went somewhere else.
Oh, they were trying to pull a page out of Bayern's book and buy, like, young, good German players. It wasn't the right move.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Julian Brandt. They showed him during the game today. And I was like, ooh, he looks a little pudgy.
Yeah, he does.
Like, he looked like he got fat in the face.
Yeah, and I didn't want him. I've never been impressed by him.
There's 3 issues at Dortmund. And if Dortmund wants to be a better team, they need to do these 3 things. 1, fire your coach. He's not a good coach.
He's a fan.
He is a fan.
Yeah.
He is not a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
Bring in someone who is an excellent tacticianer, and stop playing like you're the underdog in every single game. You have a quality squad. You can pass and play around teams, but they just want to hit on the counter all the time.
Mm-hmm.
2, sell the players that you don't want. The players who do not meet that philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
You need to sell them. 3rd and final, find a way to get Sommer and Watzke to get out of the team, out of the board.
That's not happening.
The first 2 are easy. It will happen. You want to know why?
Why?
Because of the 50+1 rule. The fans have the say.
Why would they? You think they're that fed up of him? Of them?
Oh yeah.
Poof.
100%.
I don't know.
You want to see it? I'll show you. In our Discord server, I can go into the Dortmund sections. Oh, they hate him.
They hate him.
They hate him. Because they have seen this team lose star player after star player after star player.
Mm-hmm.
And while that is hard to replicate, like, you can't replicate Holland, right?
Yeah. We'll never see. Well, I mean, I don't think.
But the Bellinghams and the Sanchos, like, you have money.
Yeah.
They have the 13th highest revenue in the world. And you're telling me they cannot field a team that can beat a Bayern team playing with, injury crisis, injured, beaten Bayern team who just lost to a third division team in the Pokal.
And you're right, they are trying to do the Bayern Munich thing by getting a player that's not that expensive, and then selling him for selling him for a big. Maybe their scouting team. Maybe that's what they need.
They're excellent. They are excellent. Their scouting team is excellent because they are finding these players, Sancho's, the Bellinghams. They bought Bellingham from Birmingham City. Mm-hmm. They identified him. They got Haaland from RB Salzburg. Yep. They got Sancho. I don't even know where Sancho was playing.
Sancho was playing in City. He was playing at City.
Was he?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, but he was still young.
Yeah, he was a youth player.
The point I'm making is they identify young talent and they integrate them into the team. But the problem is now they have all these older established players and they're not giving the opportunity to those young kids.
Interesting.
Like Yusufa Moukoko.
Yeah.
Plays for Dortmund. He's German.
Yeah, he is German.
Barely plays.
Yeah.
But as soon as he came in, Dortmund looked better.
Yeah. Why didn't Tell come in today?
I think he. So there's two reasons. I posted this in the game thread today for their Klassiker. Mm-hmm. It's either he's going to start in the Champions League this week against Galatassary at home.
Okay.
Or Thomas Tuchel is really, really mad at him for how poorly he played in the Pokal.
Okay, if that's the case, you're an adult, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, get over it. Give the player a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Tell does get chances, though.
Tell gets 10 minutes, 15 minutes, the odd start.
Yeah, and when he does get a start, he has played poorly both times.
Man, I hope it's the first one, or maybe it was just he didn't think it was the right game. But if it has anything to do with being upset with a player, who are you, Alex Ferguson? Holding grudges?
I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson is one of the most successful coaches in the world. So maybe, and Pep Guardiola is the same way. You do something wrong, you don't play.
That's
right? You said that earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something. Now, I'm not saying, I don't think it's that because the whole team played poorly. It wasn't like only Tell played poorly. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's that. I think it is that he's going to start in the Champions League, or maybe just had some minor discomfort, or
he did play 90 minutes. He's not used to playing 90 minutes.
Not used to it. It could be anything. But yeah. So I think it's more of that than it is.
I was gonna say that's petty. That's just petty.
I mean but I could very well see the other thing too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But overall, I think that's the best game Bayern has played. Someone asked me on Twitter the other day, what games has Bayern played where they played well throughout the entire game? That Bochum where we won 7-0.
No, but we didn't play well. Oh, no, we did play really well that game.
Darmstadt is the one where we did 3 red cards and all that. But, other than those, it's hard. That was a hard question to answer. I mean, when you're undefeated and you've set a record for most goals scored up to that point, you'd say you play well in every game.
Yeah, but I'm talking... I think
this is the first game that Bayern looked switched on from the very beginning, and as they got tired, continued to fight for the result.
Yeah. No, this was definitely a very, very pleasing game. But even though it was amazing and all that stuff, we still didn't keep it on for 90 minutes.
No, we didn't. But, but part of it is when I agree, right? But we also got to look at, we had Goretzka as a center back. We had Pavlovic, young kid coming in, 2-0. They put him in when it was 2-0.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
he did good.
He did good,
yeah.
Right? But Thomas Muller, Harry Kane should have had his third goal right before the one that he scored, because Thomas Muller hit that nasty, insane pass to Harry Kane making that run, and he didn't control it well, and that was the only time he doesn't do that. And I was like, oh shit, there goes his hat trick chance. And then the next minute he scored, and I was like, yes, I jinxed it. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying.
No, I think that I think we did a great game. It might, like you said, be our best game that we played all season. And it's the same thing that I said about the Saarbrucken game. we played to their level, right? Like no. What I'm saying is Der Klassiker is like oh crap, this is Der Klassiker. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and we can't lose to Dortmund. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they didn't have that same attitude when it came to Saarbrücken, and that's I think the difference between the great teams and the good teams.
Yeah. And credit to our defense. So Kim and Mazraoui, Davies.
Mazraoui had a good game.
He did, and Upa. They had 15 shots.
Ooh.
They had 1 shot on target.
Yeah, they were stopping a lot of them.
We had 6 blocks.
Yeah.
So our players are getting in the way.
Yep.
And that's a good thing. We had 6 offsides though. But yeah, so I mean, like we said, it's a good game.
Yeah.
It's an okay week to be a Bayern fan because you got the Pokal, which is incredibly disappointing.
Yeah.
But then you got the euphoria of beating your biggest rival 4-0.
Oh, man, it feels good.
And it feels good because there was a lot of Dortmund fans talking about how, Bayern lost to the 3rd division team. We're going to wipe them and all this stuff. And then for them to come out and just peg them down 2-0 within 10 minutes, I was like, yes. That is the reaction that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
That's the reaction that we need when we give up a goal.
Yes.
To play like that.
Yes.
Just a goal.
What'll be interesting is on Wednesday, we play Galatasaray. At home. Kimmich probably is going to start. It's going to be interesting to see how the game turns out.
Yeah, I agree. And that's kind of why I posed a question on Twitter where I said, is Dortmund just really bad?
No.
Or is this incredibly damning for Kimmich?
They're going to see it as Dortmund is bad. They're not going to... Bayern is loyal to the players that, have shown loyalty to the team. I think it's damning to Kimmich because it's like, dude, look how well we play without you. We lost 2-1 to a 3rd division team with you. And then we beat a Bundesliga rival 4-0 without you. I mean, the writing's on the wall, in my opinion. It makes no... You know what I'm saying?
I don't. I mean, I think we would have won by more if Kimmich was in.
No.
Yeah, because there was Harry Kane was making a lot of runs.
Yeah.
Right on the last defender's shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And Limer's too slow to hit that pass. Kimmich is not.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think the game wouldn't have been as fluid.
Maybe.
It wouldn't have been as fast.
Well, I mean, we'll get a good look, right? Because Kimmich was handed a 2-game ban. So
That's right.
He's missing Dortmund.
And Heidenheim.
And so, but this is the thing, is Heidenheim a good test of that, right?
We play Heidenheim. That is so funny. Recently promoted, right?
Yeah.
That's on Saturday.
Yeah.
My parents are coming from Germany on Saturday.
Nice.
So, yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
Bring them over. They can record with us. But yeah, it was a great movement. Everybody was moving well. Even though on Kane's goal, like that Goretzka pass, like Goretzka dribbled a good 40 yards and then hit the perfect pass to Sane. Now Hummels was slow, so it was a good. It made Sane look faster, but
he's faster than he already is.
Yeah. So
predictions
for what? Galatasaray?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 2-0 if Kimmich plays and 3-0 if he doesn't.
I'll go with that. I like that.
Can't pick the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Make that a rule.
3-1.
3-1.
The old reliable, baby.
Okay.
And then what do you think for Heidenheim?
I'm going to say 2-0 versus Heidenheim.
I'm going to say 5-0.
Against Heidenheim?
5-0.
I think it's going to be 2-0. Harry Kane's going to score 2.
I think Harry Kane's going to score another hat trick, man.
Okay.
Another hat trick. Sané's going to score a brace.
Yeah, that's 5.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
No Musiala, no...
Nah.
Nobody else?
Nah.
No, just them.
Sané is on fire.
Kane versus the world?
Kane versus the world, baby.
We'll see. Yeah, I think Bayern's going to win against Galatasaray, and then I think we're going to rotate a little bit.
I hope so.
For Heidenheim.
Oh, okay. So, like, that's where Tell will start.
I think Tell is going to start Champions League.
How many Champions League games have we played?
3.
3? Okay. One more win and then just start rotating everybody.
No.
That's what
I want another flawless group stage.
Yeah.
I want to continue extending that record. The multiple records that we're standing right now.
Yeah. We'll see. Our squad is so thin, and who knows what's going to happen in January.
Yeah, but I mean, it's already November. There's really only like 4 or 5 games left until that winter break, and the January window is going to open up, and we can start bringing in players.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I will say is we don't need it. We need a quality over quantity. We don't want to bring in a bunch of players, but we do want to bring in the right players.
Hopefully, Neuer doesn't go skiing this winter.
Hopefully not, because
that save against Royce. Oh my god, that was good.
Yeah, Kobel also had a lot of saves though too. That's what I'm saying. We should have had more than 4, quite honestly. But it is what it is. They're both world class goalkeepers.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all of the things. Make sure you tell your friends.
Yep.
Peace.